Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the suprarenal gland. In this video, we are going to learn about the definition of suprarenal gland, morphological features, histological part of suprarenal gland, and the detailed study of cortex and medulla of suprarenal gland. First, we can discuss about the definition of suprarenal gland. The suprarenal gland or the adrenal gland are endocrine glands which helps to maintain water balance and electrolyte balance of our body, and this also prepare the body for any emergency situation. And can learn about the subdivisions of suprarenal gland. The suprarenal gland are a pair of important endocrine glands on the posterior abdominal wall over the upper pole of kidneys and just behind our peritoneum. And the location of suprarenal gland, each gland which lies in the epigastrium at the upper pole of kidneys in front of crest of the diaphragm, opposite to the vertebral end of 11th intercostal space and 12th rib. Then coming to learn about the size, shape and weight. First we can discuss about the size. It is 50 mm height, 30 mm breadth and 10 mm thickness. It is 50 mm height, 30 mm breadth and 10 mm thickness. And the weight, it is 5 gram. 5 gram weight. And the shape, the right suprarenal gland, which is triangular or pyramidal in shape, and the left suprarenal gland, it is semilunar in shape. In this diagram, we can see that the right suprarenal gland, it is pyramidal in appearance, a pyramidal shape, and the left suprarenal gland, it is lunar or semilunar shape. Then the right and the left suprarenal gland, the major morphological features of left and the right suprarenal gland. First, we can discuss about the right suprarenal gland. It has an apex, base because it is pyramidal shape, and two surfaces, anterior and posterior surface, three borders, anterior border, medial border and lateral border. And left suprarenal gland has two ends, upper end and lower end. The upper end is otherwise called as the narrow end, and lower end is called as rounded end. And it has two borders, medial convex border and lateral concave border. Two surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface. That's the main features of right and left suprarenal gland. Then we can going to learn about the comparison of right and left suprarenal gland. And here we can see that a table that contains the comparison of right and left suprarenal gland. First, we can discuss the shape of right and left suprarenal gland. The right suprarenal gland, it is pyramidal shape, as we already learned that. The left suprarenal gland, it is semilunar in shape. And the parts and the relations, apex, which is related with the bare area of liver, and base, which is related to the upper pole of kidney because it is present over the right kidney. Then left suprarenal gland, the upper end, it is closely related with the spleen, and the lower end is related with the hilum, and the left vein which is emerges from there. Then the anterior surface of right suprarenal gland, it is related with the inferior vena cava, bare area of liver, and left suprarenal gland, cardiac end of stomach, pancreas with the splenic artery. Then the posterior surface is related with the right crest of diaphragm and right kidney, and left suprarenal gland is related with the left crest of diaphragm and left kidney. The anterior border of right suprarenal gland, which is related with the hilum and right vein, which is emerges from there. Then the left suprarenal gland, it has no anterior border, and the medial border, which is related with the medial border of right and the left suprarenal gland, is related with the celiac ganglion. Then the lateral border, which is related with the right suprarenal gland, is liver, and left suprarenal gland is stomach. That's the comparison of right and left suprarenal gland. Then we are going to learn about the histological features of suprarenal gland. The suprarenal gland, which consists of outer cortex and inner medulla, and the cortex, which is surrounded by thick connective tissue capsules, and that contain branches of adrenal blood vessels, nerves, and lymphatics. That's the capsule. Here we can see the capsule of suprarenal gland. A connective tissue septa or a connective tissue septum with a blood vessel which passes from the capsule into the cortical region. So we can see that one septum which arises from the capsule and that enters into the cortical region, and that contains a blood vessel. It is vertically running blood vessel inside that, and other connective tissue septa which carry the blood vessels into the medullary region. And here we can see another peculiarity is that this one connective tissue septum which reaches up to the cortex only, others are up to the medullary region. Then fenestrated sinusoidal capillaries and large blood vessels which is found throughout the cortex and medullary region. The fenestrated appearance sinusoidal capillaries and large blood vessels also, which is seen in the medullary region as well as the cortical region of suprarenal gland. And we can discuss about the adrenal cortex. The adrenal cortex, which is divides into three concentric zones, which is mainly divides into three concentric zones. The first zone, it is called as the zona glomerulosa. The zona glomerulosa, which seen just under the connective tissue capsule. And here we can see that some cellular arrangement inside the zona glomerulosa. The cells which is arranged into the zona glomerulosa, it is ovoid in shape, ovoid group or clumps, and which is surrounded by numerous sinusoidal capillaries. On the left side of this figure, we can see the magnified view of zona glomerulosa. Inside that, we can see cellular arrangement. It is grouped clumps, and close to that, and crescent shaped sinusoid, and inside that, some blood vessels, blood staining also there. So that's the zona glomerulosa, and which take a pinkish stain because it contains less number of or few number of lipid droplets, because it is pinkish color. And the second layer, it is called as zona fasciculata. The zona fasciculata, it is the middle and widest cellular layer in the suprarenal gland. It appears light stain because an increased number of lipid droplets in the cytoplasm. Then the sinusoidal capillaries are also seen there, and here is the cellular arrangement in this zone or zone of fasciculata. It is vertical columns or radiating plate-like, or vertical columns. In between that, we can see sinusoidal capillaries. Then another layer, it is called as the zona reticularis. It is the innermost layer. This cell layer which borders on the adrenal medulla. This cell layer, it is borders on the adrenal medullary region. Then the cell forming some anastomosing cords which is surrounded by sinusoidal capillaries. Here we can see that in these, the third layer of the zona reticularis contain anastomosing cords of cells and which is surrounded by sinusoidal capillaries. And we are going to learn about the medullary region. It is not sharply demarcated from the cortical region. That's why the zona reticularis, which is demarcated as the border of adrenal medullary region. And the cytoplasm of the secretory cells of medulla which appears clear. Then another feature we can see, or another structure we can see in the medullary region, it is the sympathetic neurons, which is seen maybe in singly or in small groups. And the sinusoidal capillary is also seen there, that drains the contents of medulla into the prominent medullary blood vessels. In the lower end of this figure, we can see a large space. That space which is called as the prominent medullary blood vessels that help to collect or drain all the drain the content of sinusoidal capillaries into this large prominent medullary blood vessels. These are the features of, or histological features of, adrenal gland. Thank you.